In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the Tech Zone.
Welcome back to the Tech Zone, third and final segment of the show. I am Paul Amadeus Lane. And remember, you can always connect with me, paulamadeouslane.com. We are a few months away from our CES live coverage. We'll keep you posted on how that's going to take place. And so go to my website, paulamadeouslane.com, and you can keep up to date on what's going on. How would you like to have a platform where you can have a discussion, especially if you're a content creator? I know a couple of my pals there at the station. Sean Nickerson, he's a big gamer. Brett Malik, he loves sports. There's a platform now where they can actually go on and have a discussion with others out there who have the same type of feelings, or if they don't, just have a discussion about sports, have a discussion about games, and they can do that on a regular basis. And this next platform is opening up a way that makes this a reality, and we are so happy that they are out there doing this. Once again, we're getting our monthly update from my friends over there at Getvokl. I got Alex Reisenkampf joining me, the founder and the creator over there. Alex, what's going on, my friend? How are you?
Hey, Paul, doing well. Thank you so much for having me on. How about yourself?
I'm doing fantastic. Great to have you too. And Alex, since we talked last time, I had a couple of my colleagues who does shows on my station, and they love the format so much. They're like, hey, I want to go ahead and do that because they see some of the freedoms they can have where they can talk about things and be creative outside of the structure of the radio station and the television station environment. And that's what I wanted to talk about today, just the platform there at Getvokl and how it's a great avenue for creators out there to really jump on board and really have some success and really show off their creativity and have great conversation.
Cool. Yeah, absolutely. So we're very much focusing on creators, and that means podcasters, multimedia journalists, influencers. And what are the things that we offer to them? It is obviously live streaming format. And the second thing, and that's actually the part where we feel that we're doing something new, it's the interactivity with the audience. So not only can you do your show and stream live, but you can also have your audience jump in and interact with you, kind of like a talk, like a call-in radio, just live video. Now, the one question that creators ask us is, why should I come to your platform? You're new. How big is the audience on Getvokl? Well, fair enough. You know, we're pretty new. So the audience on Getvokl is still limited, growing, but still limited. However, we solve that problem by enabling creators to stream their shows out to Facebook and to YouTube at the same time. And soon we're looking to add Twitter as well, so that they can reach the audiences that they have built on other platforms, and then invite those folks over to Getvokl if those folks want to interact with them more deeply than they can on those other platforms. Yeah, so that's really high level what we're offering.
No, I love it. I love it. I love it, Alex. And if a person was to try to do that themselves, to have a streaming service, to have a podcast, you know, it would come as an expense to them. And we know it's coming as an expense for you as a company. Why do something like that for ones, you know, to be able to have this type of platform? I mean, that's pretty cool. I mean, not a lot of, I know my radio station doesn't say, hey, come on, if you're a talk show host, we'll give you a free show and you can do this and that. You know, I think it's incredible what you guys are doing. And I'm sure you want qualified people to jump on the format, because you just don't want anybody on there and just eating up bandwidth and everything, just spewing a bunch of nonsense. So you have to be kind of selective in this process, right?
It's a very good question, and we've thought about it a lot. And anyone who comes onto the platform, whether they're a creator or not, can experience what we've built. The difference is whether we're going to publicly list them as content on the platform so that users coming on can discover it or not. And to get publicly listed, you have to be an approved creator. And that is essentially approved by us as someone who is a creator who we want to give this as a public platform. And the reason for that is that we just want to make sure that there's a certain quality of the stuff that we promote out. And I mean, that doesn't mean that if you're not serious about starting something that you can reach out to us and tell us what you want to do. And, you know, if we like it, then we're happy to give you an opportunity as well. But we want to make sure that once folks come onto the user, or when folks come onto the platform, they get content that is relevant, that is created by creators that really care about what they're doing.
No, I totally get it. And that's a very good point, because as you talked about broadcast journalists, even being intrigued by the format and this platform, we know that sometimes in a work environment, they're constrained by what they can say, but in their free time, they can maybe want to talk about a subject that their outlet is not letting them talk about, but they're able to do it like this. And I think this is really a great way. And what I like too, I kind of liken it to like the minor league baseball system with the ones who are not getting publicly listed, where they can prove themselves. You know what I mean? They gotta walk before they crawl. You know what I mean? They just can't jump in and say, okay, Alex, I want you and the team to promote this for me right here because I'm so great. No, the team wants to see how great you are before they promote it. We don't want to take nobody's word for it. But I still think it's great that you're giving people a chance, you know, to learn how to be creators, learn how to be journalists out there. And I think it's really going to revolutionize things, especially when it comes to the interaction where your guests can sit down, take a virtual seat, you know, in the room. And the host has the control to kick them out if they're not acting right. That's the good thing that you've given the creators to do. And what are some things that you really don't want to see with Getvokl going forward? Because we know when it comes to the media cycle and everything, there's a lot of just mess out there. But you don't mind talking about, you know, serious things that are going on. But what's crossing the line when it comes to those discussions?
Paul, that's a really good question. And I think that is something that we will have to pay close attention to. So, you know, we're all for freedom of speech, and sometimes speech can be uncomfortable, even to us. And so we really don't want to limit any of that. Getvokl, however, was started because we want it to be an alternative to a lot of the noise and hostility that's going on social media. So we feel as long as there's something productive, as long as, you know, people have good intentions with the content that they're creating, and that's something that we would support. It's very difficult for me to say what crosses the line at this point. You know, controversial political stuff wouldn't cross the line. Anything that qualifies as hate speech certainly would cross the line. I mean, obviously everyone kind of has a different definition of what that is. So I think as the universe of content on Getvokl grows, we will have to learn how to define that line every time the question comes up. So it's kind of difficult for me to answer, and it's more principle based than this exactly is overstepping and this is not.
And I want to quantify that too, Alex, because that's true, because we've been on some vocals personally together of some pretty hot topics out there, and they were controversial, but we all had a conversation where we, you know, gave our opinions, we talked about what it meant to us, and then we went away still being friends, you know. So that's and that's really and correct me if I'm wrong, where I think that Getvokl can really have an impact, where we can have that conversation, and sometimes we may get a little hostile, but you know, we go away still with respect. You know, we can talk about things, and that's, as a host, you know, we can do that. If we have like somebody getting a little rambunctious sitting in our seat, we can say, okay, you gotta take a seat right now, and get somebody else in the seat who can talk about it. Am I right with articulating that, Alex?
Yeah, you're right. You're right. Look, you need some controversy sometimes. I mean, I think the majority of the content that's on Getvokl is not controversial, it's actually not political, but there is some of that as well. And it's okay for there to be authentic controversy. You know what I mean? I think it's important that people understand how others that may have different views on certain issues feel and why they feel like that. And I think if controversy comes from, you know, a fair exchange of ideas and viewpoints, then that's fair game. You know what I mean? People can always say, hey, this is something that's slightly too controversial. I'm going to go talk about something that's, you know, more even keeled or whatever. Where folks start to trigger controversy for its own sake, where they kind of get a kick out of getting people heated up and stuff like that, that's where it's not productive, right? That's where someone's just being a troll. And that is where we would definitely draw the line.
No, well said, my friend Alex. And Alex, as we look forward to the future and getting more ones on the Getvokl platform, if ones out there are interested to see what Getvokl is all about, what is the best way for them to check it out, maybe get in contact with the team and say, hey, I'm a creator, I'm a broadcast journalist, and I want to be a part of the Getvokl team? What is the best way we can do to see if it's a good fit for them and also for you guys as well, too?
So generally, we encourage folks to just check out the platform at getvokl.com. And then if they feel like that's a format that they can get excited about, you know, maybe check out some of your broadcasts or some of the other creators' shows that happen, maybe even participate in one live to experience what it feels like. And then just reach out to us, and you can do that via the platform and let us know that you want to become a approved creator, and then that's something that we can set up very quickly.
Awesome.
But the one thing that I would like to say is, obviously, this is still, you know, in the grand scheme of things, early on. We're building a lot of new stuff. We're experimenting a lot. So if you subscribe to the vision that as a creator, interacting with your audience in a much deeper way and in a community building way is something that you think is great, then come work with us. You know, be early on in this movement. So yeah, go check out the platform and then hit us up.
And I tell you, I enjoy being a part of the movement and being a part of the Getvokl family, you know, Alex, because like I said, I think this is really going to revolutionize things, and folks can check out my vocals and my future vocals there on the platform too, because you know, I love being able to take something that I see trending on social media and turn it into a Getvokl and try to get some conversation started. And I really appreciate you allowing me to be a part of the team and continue to be a part of the team, Alex, of Getvokl. It's really,
of course,
awesome.
Paul, of course.
And I really appreciate it.
I can only give that back to you. We're really happy to have you as someone who's excited about what we're doing. And I've said this in some of your shows before. What we're doing is building it and facilitating it, but folks like yourself bring it to life. And that's really what we try to encourage.
No, I really appreciate that. And before I let you go, my friend, anything else out there you'd like to articulate to the viewer and the listener? And I know my ownership is like, why are you trying to take our broadcasters and put them on Getvokl? But they'll get over it. So
no, I think, you know, Getvokl is complementary to what a lot of people do anyway, right? It's the additional engagement that you can get. And we're very open in saying, reach the audience that you already have, via the different channels. We want to support all of that. All that we have built is a more interactive format. So, include that and integrate that into what you're already doing as a complement, any way you want, right? So that's one thing that I think is important, so that people don't feel like we're trying to compete with networks or anything like that. That's not really what we're doing. And then number two, I think, a lot of platforms have been encouraging this, and we will do the same. Go vote.
Hey,
I think anyone who's part of this great country, go vote. Have your say.
And something tells me that we're going to have a few Getvokls about that coming up until November 6th. Am I right in thinking that?
Yeah. That's definitely something. Whatever side of the political aisle you're on, if you have, be part of where decisions are made and stuff like that. And voting is how we do it. So I think telling people to vote is an important thing.
Well, Alex, thank you so much for joining us, and we will catch back up with you next month and get our monthly Getvokl updates and see how things are going with the platform.
Absolutely. Thank you, Paul, so much for having me.
Great having you. Once again, a huge shout out to my man, Alex Rezenkamp. Always butcher his name. Chop, 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 chop. From Getvokl. I love being a part of that platform. Love being a part of the mission and helping spread the word for content creators. And have you ever thought about being a content creator? Test the waters with Getvokl. Go to getvokl.com and check it out and try it out. Maybe Brett and I should do a sports show on Getvokl, or Sean and I should do a show on video games. I think we will. Maybe video games, sports show together. Yeah, that would be awesome. All right. Thank you so much for tuning into the show. We'll talk to you next week. We'll have more great guests, more great content. And remember, if you miss any aspect of the show, you can catch it up on demand. The best way to do that is either here at the station at KMET1490am.com or go to my website, PaulAmadeusLane.com. Check out the new website. Let me know what you think. Until next time, I love you, folks. Take care of yourself.
In this world of technology, things are ever changing, rearranging. You need someone to help you out. I know someone who can. Come and take a journey with me as we go through the land of technology. You'll never be alone. You'll be with Paul Amadeus Lane in the tech zone.